Hi, welcome to another World Wine Review. Today we're going to go to a place that is not normally associated with wine, but still makes them. We're going to China today, and we're going to be looking at the Great Wall Cabernet Sauvignon 2008. It retails for $15.95 at the Liquor Control Board of Ontario retail stores. It's not found in a lot of places in the chain, but after doing a little research I found that I was lucky enough to be located close enough to pick up a bottle. Looking at the back of the bottle here, you can see that there is printing in Chinese and a little bit of English underneath the Chinese there. I'll give you a few facts on the wine. It is made from Cabernet Sauvignon grapes grown in China, specifically in the Huajia vineyard in Changli of Hebei province. It was the 2008 Beijing Winter Olympics official wine. Modern wine production has been going on in China for more than 100 years. But it took an incursion from the French in 1980 when Remy Martin set up a joint venture for wine production, and it has flourished since then. Chinese grape wine sales were approximately $2.8 billion in 2008 and are growing at over 20% a year since 2007. Domestic consumption has grown in the past decade and is now considered the fastest growing wine market in the world. Okay, let's now pour a glass and see what we got here. Looking at the wine here, it appears to be a little bit lighter than what you might expect with a Cabernet Sauvignon. I don't know if you can see it through the camera here, but there's a little bit of translucence that I can see. With the right light you can almost see through it. I would say it looks more like a Pinot Noir than a Cabernet Sauvignon, but you know, the wine that has been produced here is not very old in terms of using actual quality techniques and modern methods. So you can't necessarily expect everything to be perfect at once. Okay, let's take a whiff and see what kind of nose we got on this. Well, to be honest with you, I don't get much of anything. There was a little bit of iodine that I smelled when the wine was first opened, but taking a whiff now, I get very little. There is slight traces of maybe some smoke and hickory, but it is very slight, and you'd really have to be looking for something to get anything out of it. Okay, let's take a taste and see what we come up with. Okay, I get a burst of red fruit and acidity, a very refreshing taste at the beginning palate. It's very light-bodied. The mid palate seems to dominate with primarily a cherry type flavor with maybe a little bit of strawberry, but that may be pushing it. The back palate is very dry. I don't want to say tannic, but it's a very dry finish, and the tannins are not extremely harsh, but they're there. This does not really taste like a Cabernet Sauvignon that you might try with Canada or the US or whatever. It tastes to me more like a Bac Noir or a Gamay, and that's not very good if you're looking for a Cabernet Sauvignon, but if you're a hypersensitive or sweet taster, this might be something you can check out. If you want to evaluate this wine in terms of it being a Cabernet Sauvignon, then it doesn't really make the grade, because it really doesn't have the characteristics of a Cabernet Sauvignon. However, if you want to take in the context of this is a fairly new wine region and they're just starting out in modern techniques, then if you want to make some allowances, then it's not that bad. Essentially, you can look at this as a fun wine, a hamburger wine, something you can have on the patio. It's in line with a Gamay or a Bac Noir. It's very light-bodied, a little bit on the fruity side, has good acidity on the beginning. If given time, maybe the tannins will back off a bit on the back palate. All in all, if you're a hypersensitive sweet taster, this might be something you can consider, so long as you don't expect Cabernet Sauvignon characteristics. I would recommend it in the context of having a fun wine and being a novelty. My rating is 84 regular and 89 Monday to Thursday. So that will conclude this episode of World Wine Review, and we'll see you next time.